attention specifically to KZN now and the violence there. 4 suspects have been killed in a shootout with police in KwaMashu. They are believed to be linked to a spate of cash-in-transit robberies in eThekwini. Guns were also recovered at the scene. There for us just a short while ago, eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah.
See that there are a lot of people that are standing around that location where those suspected robbers were shot dead by police early this morning, and I was just trying to get a sense about what they had heard or what they had seen. And some of them, although they were a bit afraid to speak on camera, but they were saying to me they did hear this exchange of gunfire. They were a bit alarmed about what was taking place, because there are a lot of houses that are around where I'm standing now, and this was particularly early this morning. So they heard that exchange of gunfire. Some of the others who knew what was going on say that they are somewhat relieved now, because it seemed like the cash and transit robberies were getting out of hand. A few others were also expressing fear, saying that now because these robbers were killed, they fear that there might be some kind of retaliation on the side of the robbers. So mixed reactions from all of those that are gathered around here. But at the scene itself, that's still being processed. You can see some of the police teams that are still present. They've cordoned off this road now while they continue to work and continue these investigations. This, it seems, is a small piece of the puzzle, although it is a breakthrough, and it comes at a time when the province is in the grips of cash and transit robbers that have been committing these crimes across KZN. And it's not just in Durban. I mean, there are places that are an hour, 2 hours away from here on the south, on the north, and we've been seeing this more and more frequently. So this now is just one part of that puzzle that the police are trying to put together, in that they are trying to locate the gangs that are responsible for this. But it would seem in these initial moments that it's not necessarily just locals that are involved here, because there were also suspects from Limpopo that were among those that were shot dead here. There were number plates that were found on this scene, at this home, this so-called safe house where they were, and that could have been used to be put onto vehicles that they would have been using in these robberies when they were confronting these cash vehicles. But if you had to look at any of the videos that have been circulating recently showing these cash in transit heists, you'll see how brazen these attacks are. They're happening on public roads, they're happening in close proximity to other traffic, to houses, to people, and all of this just to get whatever's being transported by those vehicles. I want to bring in Brigadier Jay Naika once again here. Brigadier, just if you could just talk to me about some of the work that will now need to be done after this confrontation that took place here, leaving these 4 dead. What else is on the cards by the police teams that are working on this?
Look, the scene is very active. I see the explosive unit has just arrived. We're busy removing the explosives. Our crime scene experts have also arrived now so that they can comb through the scene. Definitely we will find a lot of exhibits linking these guys to other crime scenes and linking them to other people that might be part of this bigger group that's been responsible for cash and transit robberies. As I indicated earlier on, our job is still not done. We still got a lot of work ahead of us, and we are very confident that the team will be able to make a breakthrough in terms of the outstanding suspects.
Brigadier, I'm just looking at this house, and it brings to mind the expression of hiding in plain sight. I mean, if you look around us, there are houses here, it's a busy place. But that's where these suspects were allegedly hiding out, in a safe house, and it's not the first of its kind. How is it that police are going to crack open these cases when you find situations where these criminals are just seemingly blending into normal neighborhoods?
Definitely. One of the first things is we're going to look at the owner of the house, because we're quite convinced that he would know that he has been renting his house out to criminals, and they're using it as a safe house. So that is something we're going to be looking into. And obviously, another concern being is that the communities are protecting. They would see these illegal movements, vehicles with different registration plates moving around, but it doesn't get reported. I think you've seen the videos that were circulating of the previous cash in transit robbery that took place here, where members of the community were clapping their hands and ululating when that took place. It shows that certain members of the community do support these criminals, and that's something we're concerned at and working with the community policing forums to say that people need to, if you see something, you need to say something.
And talk to me about the engagements with the cash companies as well, those that are transporting these large amounts of cash. Are there conversations that are taking place? Because it really seems like they are being targeted right now, and one has to wonder what precautions are being put in place to ensure that that money is not as easily accessible.
Yes, no, definitely. We as I said, you can see these guys are quite brazen. They don't even hesitate to shoot police. So definitely they will not be afraid to shoot at the guards that are transporting the cash. So, but we are working with these companies that are transporting cash, because it's our concern is that there is some sort of intelligence that these criminals have. They know their routes, they know their times, and that's why they're being so easily targeted. So we are working with the cash companies also.
Have there been any other recent arrests in the spate of crimes that we've been seeing before this one?
As I said, the task team is working on this, and this has been the first breakthrough that we've had. And it's definitely not going to be the last. They're definitely on the right track, and it's just a matter of time until we reel all the rest of the gang in.
And just before I let you go, about those explosives that are still on scene, I mean, again, this is a neighborhood, there are houses around here. How dangerous is that exactly, just with that kind of explosives being in proximity to these houses?
Yeah, look, as the police, we're taking every precaution. That is why we've brought in our bomb disposal unit to actually try, remove these explosives from the scene. So we're not taking any chances, but we do know that these criminals do transport them in their vehicles, and they're using them in these robberies. But yeah, I think that's something that the community needs to take heed of. That as you shelter these criminals, they're carrying dangerous explosives with them that could blow up, can cause injuries, death. Also, in these shooting, innocent bystanders can also be shot during these shootouts.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time, Brigadier J. Naika there. And while we were having that conversation with Brigadier Naika, I see that this area that we're standing in has now been cordoned off by police. It means that the teams that are working on the scene will also now be moving into this area, essentially just combing the scene for anything else that might give them clues. They will continue working here, but you would have heard there that this is not the end of the investigations. They're also calling on the community to speak out when they see such incidents, because once again, this group was effectively hiding in plain sight right here in KwaMashu.